Hello everyone, this is Mr. Kesnick. Sorry I can't be here today. So I need to work with you guys with the podcast to teach you all about negative exponents. I know you guys know that when you have an exponent and a number, that tells you how many times you're to multiply it by itself. But I want to use this to illustrate how to have exponents like 0 or negative exponents. To help motivate it, to explain what it is and where it comes from, I'm going to take this and divide it by 3 to get this answer. And if I take this and divide it by 3, I get this answer. So to get the next one in line, I need to divide by 3, and I get 1. 3 to the 0 is worth 1. Turns out, in fact, anything 5 to the 0 is worth 1. 11 to the 0 is worth 1. Negative 206 to the 0 is worth 1. Anything to the 0, and there is one exception, is worth 1. And I'll talk about that exception later. But to get the next one in line, I divide this by 3, and I get a third. If I divide this by 3, I get 1 over 3 squared. I'm going to write this exponent of 1 here just to drive it home. What you're doing with a negative exponent, if the negative exponent's in the numerator, you move it to the bottom and make the exponent positive. That's the shortcut. If it's in the numerator with a negative exponent, move it to the denominator and make the exponent positive. That's what it means. That's what you do. So let me show you a hard one. Sometimes I think it makes more sense, or it illustrates more, to see a hard one first. If it has a positive x, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the top and then go through the bottom. That's what I'm recommending you do. Go through the top, then go through the bottom, then simplify it. If it has a positive exponent, leave it. If it has a negative exponent, move it. It's in the numerator, so move it to the denominator and make the exponent positive. It's in the numerator, positive exponent, so it stays put. Numerator, negative exponent, so move it. Has a negative exponent in the bottom, so move it to the top. Positive exponent in the bottom, so it stays put. It's happy where it's at. This has a negative exponent in the bottom, so move it to the top. That has a positive exponent in the bottom, so it's happy right where it is. Now, go through the top. 5 squared times 5 cubed. You're multiplying, so you add your exponents. Y cubed times y squared is y to the 5th. X to the 4th, x squared is x to the 6th. Z to the 4th, z to the 5th is z to the 9th. Okay? If it has a negative exponent upstairs, move it down and make the exponent positive. If it has a negative exponent downstairs, move it upstairs and make the exponent positive. That's all there is to it, you guys. So here goes. Negative exponent in the numerator, move it down and make the exponent positive. When you guys are multiplying, add your exponents. 4 to the 1st plus a negative 2 equals 4 to the negative 1. Can't have a negative exponent. It's upstairs, so move it downstairs and make the exponent positive. When you have a negative exponent on a fraction, it really means flip it over, take its reciprocal. One way to see it is distribute this in. I think this is the long way to do it, but it'll help you see what to do. Negative exponent up, take it down. Negative exponent down, take it up. So they switch places. So all you did was take the reciprocal. So look at this one. All you do is take the reciprocal, but now that's a positive 2. So your answer is 10 squared. If that's a little too fast for you, let me distribute it in. 1 to the negative 2, 10 to the negative 2. And I said if it is upstairs with the negative exponent, take it downstairs. If it's downstairs with the negative exponent, take it upstairs, which is 10 squared. That's upstairs. Take it downstairs and make the exponent positive. That's multiplication. We just talked in 2 different examples about a fraction with a negative as an exponent. You take the reciprocal, so 32. Multiplying, you add your exponents. 2 to the negative 3 plus 2 is 2 to the negative 1, which is a half. Distribute this exponent in. Negative 4 to the negative 3 times x to the negative 3. They both have a negative exponent, so move them both. So that would be negative 4 cubed on the bottom and x cubed on the bottom. So then that's your final answer. The 8 has a positive exponent. Don't move it. This has a negative exponent and it's downstairs, so move it upstairs. Negative exponent, whoops, upstairs, move it downstairs. If you want to, you can distribute this in. 3 to the negative 2, x to the negative 2, y to the negative 2. They all have a negative exponent, and they're in the numerator. So move them to the denominator. 3 squared, x squared, y squared. You're welcome to leave it as 3 squared. If you really want to get crazy, you can go 9x squared, y squared. Okay? Exponent is 1 on the 6th. Distribute the exponents in. 6 to the 3rd, a to the negative 9th. This has a negative exponent, so move it. And it looks like that's it, unless there was something further down. Nope, that's it. And the teacher has the assignment for you, so have yourself a great one, and see you on Monday.